All right, week 14, we got the Chargers versus the Chiefs. Before I get into it, I'm trying to get more subscribers. So if you like what you listen to, please subscribe. If you got a question or comment, drop me a note. So let's go ahead and get into this. So KC is favored by 4. I'm going to take the Chargers on this one. I'll walk you through this, uh, and you can come up to your own decision here. So the simulation gives Kansas City, I'm sorry, gives Chargers a 59% chance of winning. That correlates to about a 2.3 point spread. When I come over here to the raw scores, this it tightens up a little bit. 22 to 20 is what it boils down to. Notice these are really rather low-scoring games for what's projected for these two teams, for sure. Particularly the Chiefs. I don't. The Bayesian doesn't really look like it's that terribly in play to me. Um, uh, but the one thing I will point out, both of these teams are flawed teams. Okay, uh, but I think Kansas City, when you look at their record, phenomenal record. But I think that there's a lot of games they look at and say, yeah, we barely squeaked by. And if it weren't for having the best quarterback in the NFL by far, they probably would not have won. I doubt that they would be nearly as good if they didn't have Patrick Mahomes. And quite frankly, if he's not out there having a fantastic game, they probably don't win. They barely made it over the Kansas City Chiefs. If you watch that one, they barely made it over the Panthers. They've barely made it past most of their opponents this year. So with that, uh, the Chargers have their own stink as well, for sure. They both teams struggle to really have a good rushing game. Uh, Justin Herbert's passing the ball, and he's got guys to pass to. I would not look at this passing rank by uh, the KC offense as Patrick Mahomes isn't good. Patrick Mahomes is obviously phenomenal. He just doesn't have anyone to pass to, and I don't think that he's getting the other support that he necessarily needs. And then both teams have some good points on their defense. Obviously, you can see KC's got a good uh, run defense and a mediocre pass defense, and then just the opposite over here for uh, the Chargers. So let's go just look at the raw numbers. So when I look at the raw numbers over here, uh, this both of these teams they're going to be passing. Okay, Kansas City, they definitely have a better run game. They have to have that. But all in all, and then you come over here, uh, you definitely have a similarly fantastic passing game with Justin Herbert. The running game isn't quite there, but when I watch the Chargers play, I see just a better offense overall. And then here's one of the things that when I come over here that really jumped out at me is look at these interceptions, the probability of interceptions of the Chiefs compared to that of the Chargers down here. Okay. And then the other thing is both of these teams have about the same upper limit for that explosiveness, but that lower limit, you got that does in fact make a difference. With the median being there at 2, as opposed to the median being at 3, you might be going, man, what's the median of 2 versus 3? Well, it means a lot because these are explosive plays. Things are 20 yards or more. And so even just a couple of those can really make a big difference as to how that's going to be. And if Kansas City isn't able to really lengthen that field, or I should say shorten that field with their offense by having those big plays, means that they got to start stringing more of those together. And that's where I think that that's going to be a bigger difference. And then when you start looking at the pressure that they're going to be putting on Mahomes with Joey Bosa and that defense, they've looked good. I thought that they looked pretty good. And realistically speaking, the other thing I would point out is if we want to look at this, the min number that the simulation is calling for sacks of Mahomes is 2. Meanwhile, just a little bit better down here uh, with Justin Herbert at 1. And these things make big differences. They can protect the quarterback, they can not turn the ball over, and they can get those big plays. That's what makes teams win. And that's what I've been seeing more of that consistency through the Chargers as they've been building up through the year. And meanwhile, I think KC is getting by on, generally speaking, excellent play by Patrick Mahomes and mediocre play by a lot of the other players on that team. So again, I'm trying to get subscribers. Like what you listen to, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, drop me a note. Love to hear from people. Thanks.